So 2-2 draw this afternoon at Grange Park. Brad, how do you reflect on that match as a whole?
Hey, it's sickening. It's sickening how we throw the 3 points away. It's so easy to eliminate that risk, and if we're braver, we could be 10-15 yards higher up the pitch. We're defending a free kick from just outside their box. They're of course going to put it on them. If we're higher, they have to go wide, and by the time the knockdowns happen, you've probably ref's blowing his whistle. So again, it's for us to learn from that as well. But first half we were poor. I don't think we could have been more lethargic, and quality-wise on the ball we were way off it in comparison to what we used to. But half-time, said to the boys, I said, character for me is not going and halving people and putting them in the stands. It's give me this football, let me show what you can do. Have a little bit more calmness in how you operate, and we started to build ourselves into the game. For Ryan built himself really well into the game. Our forward lads then started to link together, and all of a sudden, as soon as they're starting to play together, we get chances, and Joe's scored 2 good finishes. So it's more frustrating than anything, because we've had 3 points snatched from us at the end, and like I say, the game's in a balance to a degree. They've had chances, they've got in some half decent areas, but again, not overly threatened us in that respect. They've got down the sides and put balls across, and we've dealt with them. I think in the post once, but in the same breath we've had some crosses, and lads could have, with a little bit more quality, could have got shots off on goal. So it's tit for tat, and then when you get sucker punched in the 97th minute, it's a tough one to take. But the big thing is, again, and I've said this, unfortunately I've said this for the last few weeks, but in terms of results wise, okay, we got something from the game today. We wanted obviously 3 points, but we got something from the game. But again, earlier on in the season, we roll over and get hit 3 or 4 with how poor we were in the first half. That's now a whole different story. So we're now competitive in games. Our forward lads have improved under myself and under us during the time in here, and it's nice to see. So there's positives within there. Clear frustrations for other reasons, and the overriding emotion is frustration. You can't lose with the last kick of the game and not be frustrated. So I'd be a liar if I said it wasn't.
And of course, you mentioned it there. Joe popped up with 2 goals, his 6th and the 7th of the season so far. How happy were you with his contribution this afternoon?
Absolutely, and I've said to him, I've spoke to him a lot about how he can be effective in games and what he needs to do and show his ability, because he's got so much of the stuff. But he's had a couple of spells at this level and never had any goals and assists. He's now starting to put his ability into games and show how good of a player he can be. He's only going to keep learning and keep improving, and I'd like to think the environment that he's been has allowed him to show what he's showing now. So he's now becoming a goal scoring winger, someone that we can look to on games as well. And I know he feels appreciated here, and it's no surprise that his ability is starting to show. So I'm really happy for him, and long may it continue.
And like you said, not the best start to the match or the end to it either, but that middle section of the match there, do you think the Lions will take that into the match against Eaton on Wednesday?
Of course, and I think the good thing is the shining light is we've got lads returning, and like I say, Bruce got in for the warm-up today, so that's fantastic. He's not feeling anything too bad. Keno got running today as well. So when we start looking at things like that, we're on our way, and we'll get an understanding of how long it's going to be till Luke Martin's back, probably in the next day or so. But we'll take a lot of positives going into today. At the end of the day, we've just competed with a step 3 outfit for 97 minutes, and we feel disappointed that we've not won a game of football. So that shows how far the club's come. It's shown how far we've came from the start of the season to now as well. And this second half of the season, we've been picking up results and taking the positives from games. As much as we're frustrated about the negatives of today, of how it's ended, we're of course going to go into Wednesday's game thinking we want to go and book ourselves into a final of a cup competition, regardless of what level they're playing at, what we are playing on the same piece of grass, and with both teams have got the same aim. So it's who wants it more and who has the more quality on the night. So let's hope it's us.